School scared to death. The truth is, one education under desks. Stoop low from bullets to plunge when we ask where our children shall live, and how, and if. Firearms can be found in 44% of U.S. households, according to a 2020 Gallup survey. How did we get here? Marketing, politics, racism, and fear have all contributed to America's exceptional proliferation of guns. Now it's time for a brief history of the United States of America. Hi, boys and girls, ready to get started? Once upon a time, there were these people in Europe called pilgrims, and they were afraid of being persecuted. So they all got on a boat and sailed to the New World, where they wouldn't have to be scared ever again. But once they got there, they were greeted by savages, and they got scared all over again. So they killed them all. Ha, ha, ha. In 1775, they started killing the British so they could be free. And it worked, but they still didn't feel safe. So they passed the Second Amendment, which said that all white men could keep their gun. Alyssa, 14, was a student at Stoneman Douglas and a soccer player for Parkland Travel Soccer. L'Oreal Daff, Alyssa's mother, told HLN she dropped her daughter off Wednesday and said, "I love you." When the mother heard about the shooting, she hustled over to school, but it was too late. I knew at that point she was gone. I felt it in my heart. Alyssa was a beautiful, smart, talented, successful, awesome, amazing soccer player. We love you so much. You'll always, always be in our hearts. Carolyn Evey, a senior from Lewis and Clark High School, once said that the years of inaction from legislators shapes how children view their schools and how administrators formulate safety policies on school shootings. School shootings are making children feel unsafe in a place where they should be learning and expanding their knowledge. We have already normalized school shootings, and this needs to end now. Future generations cannot take this lightly, especially when so many lives are taken, and many are left traumatized. And so using the poems The First Child Martyr at Illinois Elementary by Liz Rosenberg, Untitled by Amanda Gorman, and Only Children by Felicity Paris, the documentary Bowling for Columbine by Michael Moore, articles from CNN, NIA, Fierce Healthcare, and JHSPH, and a testimony from the Sorrello family, I bring you a scope into our standards program to remind us that school shootings have changed our generation's standards for safety. Across the country, nurses, workers, and parents all feel the pain of loss and despair, of knowing that too little has changed since the last tragic mass shooting. New York State Nurses Association President Nancy Hagen said in a Wednesday statement, "We need our political leaders to do something that offer empty rhetoric. We need real change. Gun violence is a public health emergency, and we need to use every tool possible to remedy it." We marched to school each morning with only one intent: to strengthen our minds with knowledge and understand what our parents meant when we were children. We marched side by side, trusting that we would be fine, that some hero would protect us. No one told us that we were walking blind. We were only children. I loves my gun. Loves my gun. After 200 years of slavery, the black people outnumbered the white people in many parts of the South. And when white people heard this, they had a major freaky fear meltdown, going, "I want to live. Please, don't kill me." Face, the assistant football coach, was killed when he threw himself in front of students to protect them from oncoming bullets, according to football program spokeswoman Dennis Latillo. Here's what Latillo had to say. "He died the same way he lived, He put himself second. He was a very nice man, a very kind soul. He died a hero. Children are so very graceful. None were killed at Illinois Elementary when that poor bedeviled woman emptied her gun on the square dance floor. Except for one boy, who stumbled, pushing his friend from the line of fire, who sat in closets, quiet, with no one daring to move, our hands in prayers raised up high. Oh, how our parents would disapprove. We were only children. His body should not have been at that place at that time. He could not have been more than 8 or 9. So what did he think about his life to be so willing to desert it, leaping away as if to climb the ropes in the gym? He was only a child, falling like a player on the hardwood floor. What on earth did he know? To now, we will never know. We pray for the victims and the families, and we once again demand the state and federal policymakers take action to keep firearms out of the hands of people who shouldn't have them. In the 1990s, fear became a potent selling point as cultural attitudes changed. In a 1999 poll, most people cited target shooting and hunting as the primary reason for owning a weapon. Only 23% cited self-defense as the primary reason. However, by 2015, 62% of people cited self-defense as primary motivation for owning a gun. The gun lobby thrives and drives fear. Well, just in the nick of time came Samuel Colt, who in 1836 invented the first weapon ever that could be fired over and over again without having to reload. But it was too late. North soon won the Civil War and the slaves were freed. And everybody was like, oh no, we're gonna die. We did nothing to him. But you see us on the news, our faces will be remembered. And now it's time to accuse. They blame it on the people with no thought being played to the weapons bringing violence to his tragic escapade. We were only children. Danny Vogel, a neighbor, posted condolences on Facebook. It is with a heavy heart and much regret that I write these words. Our next-door neighbor's lives was one of the lives taken too soon by a senseless act of violence in Illinois Elementary. Rip Cara. May you fly with the angels. You will be greatly missed. And we will always love you and celebrate your beautiful life. The blame is always placed, but no reforms are ever made. We march to school so blindly. And we were still betrayed. White people had a major freaky fear meltdown, and they were all like, run away, run away. So they did. They all ran, fleeing to the suburbs where it was all white and safe and clean. They bought 250,000 guns, put locks on the doors, alarms in their houses, and gates around their neighborhoods. And finally, they were all safe, secure, and snug as a bug. And they lived happily ever after. Kelsey and another friend said Peter was shot while holding a door open to let fellow classmates come to safety. Thousands of people have signed a White House petition asking for him to be buried with military honors. When I went to the backpacks, he shot my friend that was next to me. And I thought he was going to come back. So I grabbed a little bit of blood, put it all over me. I wish something would change. Not only for our kids, but for every single kid in the world. Because our schools are not safe anymore. Something needs to really change.